Miss Kylie Jenner, come here. We need to talk. Besties, in today's video, I feel like I have a treat for you guys. I have the newest collection from Miss Kylie Jenner to talk to you guys about. So if you want me to spill the tea on these fragrances, then please continue to watch. And if you are new here, my name is Shellz. I cover fragrance, beauty, lifestyle, all the things. So if that sounds like your type of vibe, I welcome you to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and drop me some comments down below so we can get to know each other. And if you want to take it a step further, do not be afraid to hype this video if you have been enjoying the content. Okay, besties, so this Mood Stone collection has 3 fragrances. And from what I gather, I feel like she was trying to go for 3 different moods, and I feel like these fragrances are depicting just that. I'm gonna start off with this one, and it's called Blushed Woods. The notes listed here are apple accord, rose accord, honeysuckle accord, gardenia accord, vanilla absolute, and cedarwood. Now, if you see Ulta strips here, I ran out and I asked the sales associate if I could take a few with me, okay? Yeah, mind your business. This fragrance is for my besties who prefer a more intimate type of experience. It is subtle, it is soft, it's a bit cozy, and has that understated sensuality. It is beautiful though, very refined, and has a little sophisticated edge going on here. It has a subtle sweetness that is maybe coming from the apple that's in here, slightly floral, and you get hints of that vanilla absolute. Not picking up much on the woodiness that they say is in here. But when I sprayed this fragrance, for a good couple of minutes, I was there toying in my head, trying to drag my memory a little bit to figure out what this fragrance reminds me of. So to give you the vibe of this fragrance, picture Prada Paradox Virtual Flower mixed in with Dior's Pure Poison. This fragrance smells like these two had a baby, but with a hair more sweetness. So it is essentially a slightly sweet fragrance, but for whatever reason, it smells very, very musky and has a cleanliness to it that is very, very nice. This would also be perfect for work, especially if you work in close quarters with people, but I quite like it. Funny enough, I find myself wearing this fragrance to work out a lot. It is a very pleasant fragrance. It is not overpowering. It gives off just the right amount of feel-good energy. You know what I mean? And I feel like this would make a perfect bedtime scent if you're into those kinds of things. But overall, I quite enjoy this. I feel like this is going to be mass appealing, but do not expect this to be an over performer because it is on the lighter side. It's cozy, easy, and beautiful. So again, this one is Blush Wood from Miss Kylie Jenner. Moving right along to the next fragrance, and this one is called Cashmere Muse. And this one has notes of bergamot accord, there's mandarin blossom accord, there's ylang ylang oil, frangipani accord, tonka absolute, and salted musk accord. And besties, I'm not gonna hold y'all. When I sprayed this one, it was a love at first sniff. I got so excited. I was like, oh my God. I was not at all expecting to love this the way I do. But hear me now. When I saw the notes, I had a whole different vision for this fragrance. But then, as it started to dry down, the quality is definitely there. It is a bit stronger than the other fragrance. But as this started to dry, I said to myself, hold on now. This is starting to remind me of something. And when I started to calculate in my brain, what fragrance? As a matter of fact, it didn't take me very long. This has nuances of Divine from Jean Paul Gaultier or Destin from Balmain. That's essentially the type of vibe this fragrance is giving. It is a little bit brighter, but the yellow florals are thriving in here, adding that creaminess and that slightly tropical nuance that we know and love. You get hints of sweetness and a slightly woody base. If you like Balmain or Divine from Jean Paul Gaultier, you're gonna like this. This is just a more subdued version of those fragrances. And if I'm being honest, my excitement kind of died down once the opening started to change. I was honestly hoping that the opening would have remained throughout the life of this fragrance. Still a very beautiful fragrance though, but not very unique. Very, very beautiful. And one I feel like you could get away wearing all year round. Just do not expect a beast mode performer. This is, I would say, maybe moderate. Yeah. But if you like those type of scent profiles, I feel like you will definitely like this one. Not taking anything away from the quality or anything like that, but beautiful fragrance here. And this one again is Cashmere Muse. And just like that, we are down to the last fragrance. And this one is called Velvet Brew. And besties, I'm not even gonna lie, I was not at all excited for this one based on the note breakdown. This is not typically the scent profile that I'm drawn to. The notes listed here are hazelnut accord, plum accord, coffee flower accord, orange blossom accord, coffee accord, and patchouli oil. And I noticed that in all three fragrances, she used a lot of accords. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but just know that there are a lot of accords up in here, okay? And this one, I feel like it's gonna thrive in those cooler months. But when you spray this, the opening, you are definitely gonna get that hazelnut and coffee wrapped together. And this is more like a hazelnut spread. I'm not getting a nutty feel from this. But as this started to dry down on my skin, I started to pick up on this gourmand nuance. And it started to remind me of a candy that my son absolutely loves. If you know that Tootsie Roll toffee, for a good couple of minutes, it reminded me of that. So it almost smells like there's a chocolate in here. But the star of the show from the opening to the mid are definitely the hazelnut and the coffee. And this is not an overpowering coffee. Think of freshly brewed coffee and you get that coffee smell, that coffee aroma in the ear. That's what you're getting, not a roasted type of coffee. So it's tolerable. Like I can tolerate that kind of coffee. But you also get nuances of the plum that is in here. And when this fully dried down or fully developed on my skin, I was left with a hint of the plum and the patchouli oil. So I definitely see that it wasn't so much that heavy, woody, earthy kind of patchouli. I was definitely getting, like an essence more so. But I am quite shocked that I don't hate this fragrance. It feels a little daring and a little, sexy and mysterious. But it's more on the intimate side. Like it has a cozy, captivating vibe. That is gonna be a bit more of a scent bubble type of vibe and not a beast mode type of vibe. But take what I'm saying with a grain of salt because I have not really given these a full wear yet. and I'm quite excited to experience it. I honestly wasn't expecting that I would like it, but I honestly do. So again, this one is a Velvet Brew from Miss Kylie Jenner. Okay, so just to quickly wrap up my thoughts on these fragrances, I honestly feel like she did an amazing job with this Moonstones collection. I feel like she was very intentional and she knew exactly her target audience for each fragrance. Now, what I absolutely love is the fact that she went in three different directions, and I would say that this collection is perfect for someone starting out their collection. One of these retail for maybe about $68 or so. I was thinking too that maybe if you're going on vacation and you don't want to overpack, these would be fragrances that you could just drop in your suitcase and go, because you will get different vibes, different moods from all of these fragrances. And what I have to commend her on is the quality of these fragrances. They are absolutely beautiful. And I like the little touch she gave with the packaging. I don't know if you guys can see on camera here, but she has a little mechanics going on here with the cap and how it fits onto the bottle. But these are just things that I've noticed and I truly appreciate. I feel like she did herself justice with this collection, and I feel like just about anybody will find, something that they will like from this collection. So I don't necessarily have anything bad to say. Just manage your expectations a little bit. These fragrances, especially the first two that I spoke about, will have nuances of fragrances that you truly like, but there are differences as well, okay? But I think she did an amazing job, and the fact that I'm keeping these in my collection should speak to how I truly feel about them. So I would love to know your thoughts on these fragrances. Were you able to get your nose on them? Do you share the same sentiments, or do you think that, she could have done a better job? Either way, I want to know your thoughts down in the comments. But with that being said, my besties, I hope you have an amazing one, a spectacular one, and I will catch you in another video. Bye.